All right. Hello, everybody. I literally have a frog in my throat, but it's not an actual frog.
Thank God.
Can you imagine how?
Yeah. God, we're so lame. Our kids are gonna watch this and be like, "This is our moms. This is them."
I know they
Um,
really will. But welcome back. We are on episode 10. 10. Wild. It's wild. It's so wild.
I love it.
I know. Me too. I'm so excited. And the title of this episode is called The Strong Friend.
Strong friend. The strong one.
I feel like all of us at some point in our life have been the strong friend or have had a strong friend.
Yeah. Or you're told like, "You're so strong. I don't know anybody who could do it like
I don't
you."
know
And you
how
literally
you do
just
it.
you want to just like punch him in the face because you're like, "No, like literally treading right
Or
now."
like, I don't have a choice but to do it. So what am I
That-
supposed to do because nobody else is going to do it? So I got to be the strong one.
Yeah. Yeah.
There ain't nobody else. So
Yes.
yeah, we're here, episode 10, The Strong One. I'm so excited to be here today with you.
Let's jump into it, bestie. Let's go.
Yes. All right. So number one, I feel like we don't check in on the strong people enough.
For sure.
Don't you agree with me?
Yeah.
Like, because the strong people normally, they are just the ones who they smile no matter what. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm literally about to talk about myself right now. And I'm going to try not to cry in the first 2 seconds of our episode.
Yeah.
But when you're the strong one, people don't, because you come to work with a smile on your face. You walk through life with a smile on your face. You, no matter what, get up, in the morning without fail, because sometimes when you're strong, you don't have a choice and you have to get up. So I feel like people don't normally check on the strong people because they're the ones that seem okay, even when they're not,
Yeah,
They wear a mask very, very, very well.
I think you should tell the viewers a little bit about like what is your personality type, because I know we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Like, are you an empath, a feeler? Are you,
I feel like I'm those things times 62,000. I've been an empath, like a feeler, my entire life. And I truly believe that's why I got into nursing, because I've always been a feeler and an empath. My mom is definitely, don't you think she's an empath?
Oh, for sure.
I would say so, for
She
sure.
cares deeply about how others feel, like for sure.
And how others feel about her, which I'm trying to help her through for sure. She's doing a lot better.
Which we've been through that as well, how people feel about us.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Want to be liked, want to be loved, want to be, valued,
Well, and when you're not strong in who you are as a human, unfortunately, you tend to take people's, like, their feelings and all of those things. When you're an empath, you take it and you feel almost jaded in a way, if that makes sense. Like, you take it and you internalize it, and it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
Oh, but that's how empaths are, for sure.
Yeah, it's so good you said that, because I know there's been so many times, like with me personally, where I'm better now at it, but I would like take in what people would say and feel it so deeply. But then I would go into fix it mode, because I know you remember that from before when we were friends. Now I try to be a little more chill, but, try to fix. And even if I find myself getting tired or like irritated, I'll go back into that mode. But it's like a blessing and a curse, which we are going to talk about today. Like, when you feel so deeply and you care so deeply, I do believe like it is a gift that God gives us as women, is to be able to be the nurturers and to be able to be the ones that take on other people's burdens. But whenever we don't know how to process that or let it go or give it to God for them, or if we're not healthy, I don't know if you know how to explain that better.
I feel
it can just
like
go really bad.
No, it's hard. And when you take everybody's stuff in all the time, I'm about to look at the camera because I was told I have to do this because it's really important, because I'm talking to you guys. You're not just her. But when you're an empath, especially, I'm a huge empath. I'm a huge feeler. And when you are not comfortable or okay, like, with yourself, and you're still not healed, you unfortunately take everything that everybody says or does or everything, and you like literally internalize it. But then you also, like you said, you try to fix it yourself, and you're not fixed, but you're trying to fix everybody else and everything around you when you yourself are crashing and burning on the inside because you, number one, don't take care of yourself. And unfortunately, a lot of times you don't have anyone to take care of you either.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like I haven't had a partner for 7 years, I haven't had a husband. I haven't had another parent. So with that, it's like, how do you do what you have to do because you're an adult? Let's be honest. We're all adults. We all have to like show up for our kids and everything else. But how do you also take care of yourself in the meantime when you are an empath and a strong human? And that's truly like, we're going to dig into that today. I'm so excited because there's a lot of people like us in this world.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's key. And it's even like, I was thinking as you were talking, it's like when we are healed, even after we, go through healing, and healing to me, I feel like is like lifelong, right? Because we're going to constantly be hurt. We're going to constantly have things happen.
Yeah.
We hurt. Hell, we don't need anybody to hurt us. We hurt ourselves.
That part.
Like we hurt ourselves. So it's also like knowing what I've had to learn is like, hey, even when I am healed or in a really good place, I still don't need to fix it.
No.
Like I still don't need to fix it. So,
the thing is that people have to learn to fix themselves.
Yeah.
We can't fix them. Yeah.
Which is the cool thing about faith and God is knowing like he will do it. Like even if that person that's going through it, or if it's us going through it, we don't see it. God is going to open doors and he's going to do things, which me and you have been talking about because our lives have been crazy the past few months. Yeah. He's going to show us, what it looks like because he doesn't see time the way we do.
No.
And that's something too. I was literally just talking to Brody about it the other day. My son, like, God doesn't see time the way we do. He's not stressing about the small things. He's not stressing about, how are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to do this?
Because he sees what he's going to do in the end. Yep. And like, I literally have full body chills right now, but that's the truth. It's because he sees what's going to happen, but we're humans. Yeah. And we stress and want to control everything so badly. But at the end of the day, God just wants us to give him the control because if we do, he's going to make it beautiful for us,
So much better than we could ever do. Ever.
Thank God.
So
Thank God for that.
So tell me a little bit about your leadership in nursing and how that really makes you, because I know you're in charge as a nurse, and you also were like a preceptor, and you've been in nursing a long time. So help our viewers who, may be in a leadership platform at their job. Like
100%.
Here's some leading moments that has been really hard though for you to be strong when you were just like, I've worked a 12-hour shift. Like I can't be strong right now. Or times when you've had to be strong over and over, how you've kind of walk through that.
So I have obviously been a nurse for 13 years. My old unit I was on for a decade. I worked there for 10 years. I was in charge for 8. I was actually talking to my boyfriend about this last night.
Your boyfriend. Yeah, y'all, she has a boyfriend. She's not talked about him, but we're going to get into that in the other episodes. Or now, whenever you want. Whenever.
Yeah, he's great. His name's Brandon. He's so sweet. But I feel like God definitely put me on this earth to lead because of the way that I am as a human. I was in charge of a floor for 8 years out of 10.
Tell them the floor too, because that was a really sad floor.
It was surgical oncology, so surgical cancer. They would have huge, 10, 12-hour surgeries, and then they'd come to us to recover afterwards. They'd usually be there for a week or two. A lot of people would get readmitted because of infections or different things. So
it was the return rate of the cancer. I only worked on her floor for like, I don't know, a year or two, and it was tough. I was so drained. I was like, this is eating me alive. It was so sad. Like,
it's really sad, and it's also a really hard floor to work on emotionally, physically, like mentally in every way, because you're thinking so fast for 4 people who are very sick.
Well, and people don't understand too with nursing, like, and you should talk about the mental load a little bit. Like, you're not having time to eat, to go to the bathroom. And these are 12-hour shifts. Like, you can't go get your little eggs and bakey downstairs in the cafeteria. Like, if it's all you can do, probably to get grits on a good day.
On
the
a good
cheese
day.
Grits,
On a
which are
good
so
day.
good.
They're so good. If you work at ECU Health, you know those cheese grits are something
So
else.
good. You gotta
That
put the
hash
cheese
brown
on the
casserole,
bottom.
though, I wish they'd bring it back.
Ooh, I never got that. But
I
yeah,
did.
tell them a little bit about the mental load.
And I know there's probably a million nurses actually
Which
watching
is why you
this,
need to
which
talk
is
about
crazy.
it.
So nursing is something that like people don't talk about enough. That's for damn sure. I told my mom last night, I was on the phone with her and I was crying. I told her, I said, it doesn't matter where you go, what floor you go to, where you go as a nurse, it's always going to be one of the hardest jobs in the world. It just is.
Yeah.
It just is.
I have so much respect for you.
It's wild, man. But the mental load is hard because you are thinking for 4 to 6 people for 13 hours.
Walk them through your day,
you know?
like when you wake up in the morning, what time you wake up and what it
So
looks
I
like.
wake up at 5:15. I have to be at work at 6:38. The second I get there, I get report. I'm in charge. So I'm in charge of 40 patients on my unit. Half is one sort of patient, half is a different kind of patient. So that's a challenge in itself because there's pretty much 2 separate units. So
Just in charge of 40 sick people, no big deal.
Well, not just 40 sick people, but also 7 nurses.
Yep.
6 care partners, a secretary, normally at least 2 or 3 sitters because I work on a floor where there's, patients with dementia, psychiatric issues, things like that.
Yeah.
So the floor that I work on is a challenge because we have a lot of patients that become violent, and they also have a lot of drug issues, so they get very angry and they're very like up and down. You kind of don't know how they're going to be. So when you're a nurse, especially if you're a good nurse, I hate to say it like this, but if you're a good nurse, you're going to take care of your patients before you eat. You just are, especially if there's things going on.
I remember.
I've learned to take a second and go grab a cheese stick or something like that. But at the end of the day, like I've always been the nurse. I'm going to take care of my people before I take care of myself. It's just who I am. And it's what makes me a good nurse and a good leader. It's not the best thing in the world, but I think good leadership is when you get to know your staff, when you get to know the people that are supposed to trust you. And the kind of leader I've always been, I know my nurses, I know my staff, I know about their families, I know what they're going through, I check in on them. And a lot of people didn't agree with my leadership style, unfortunately, because I do care so much. But because of that, when I was there, they knew I always had their back.
Yeah, well, and y'all are a team. Like when
It's a team.
When it goes down in a hospital, like you better
trust the people that you're with. And if you don't show the people that you're with that you truly care about them, and you don't show them that you care about them unless you know who they are on the inside, you know?
Well, and also you didn't say this, but then you have the family members too that you're
part.
over when you are in charge. So you're
Yes.
dealing with
So
family stuff.
When you're in charge, you're literally putting out fires. That's what you do for 12 hours. You are the one that has to fix everything.
I bet your little paper's crazy. I bet your little paper's crazy.
Every single person goes to you. My paper's crazy, girl. I write all the things. Sometimes I draw a daisy or two because I just need a minute to breathe, you know? But what I want to say, I'm not going to keep talking about that, but what I want to say is this. If you're a leader at your job, I'm going to talk to the camera. If you're a leader at your job and you don't take time for yourself during the day, sometimes I just go in the bathroom and sit there for 5 minutes because I need a breath. Because if you don't, you can't lead your team effectively. You have to take care of yourself as a leader. Like it is the most important thing. And I mean, me and Chloe know because we, have also been doing Sensi for over a decade. And we had to lead in that company as well. So leading 2 completely different things, but also it still goes back to the core values of like, you have to take care of yourself. The strong person, it doesn't matter how strong you are, you will still crash and burn.
Yeah, you need to say that in the camera.
It doesn't matter how strong you are. You will still crash and burn every single day. Like I know how strong I am as a human. I have been a single mom for 7 years. I've been raising 2 kids completely by myself. Like God gave me that task because he knew I could handle it and he knows how strong I am. But I've crashed and burned many times over 7 years because I wasn't taking care of myself. Doesn't matter how strong you are, you're still going to crash and burn.
Yeah.
You know? So.
Yeah. And like speaking of leadership, because when I was a nurse, I remember because you would be in charge because we worked on the same floor. It was really cool. one of my 4 nursing jobs I had, and your floor was definitely my favorite. Not even though it was the hardest floor I've ever worked on.
We get fresh total laryngectomies.
Yeah, they don't even know. Fresh Whipples.
Fresh Whipples, where they reroute your bowel system. Also, I should have been a doctor or nurse practitioner, but I never was, which is crazy. But my knowledge, like what I've learned in my, like, it's insane. But yeah, they reroute the bowel system. It's like a 14-hour surgery. Most people, their life expectancy afterwards is not good. It's, it's wild. We call them whipplers.
Yeah, it was rough. Like, so I remember just everything you're saying. Like, I remember watching too, you guys in charge, and also having my patients and dealing with conflict resolution and having to, be there for those patients and family members with diagnoses that were not good. Mm-mm. And people now, like I was in my 20s when I worked in the hospital, but I remember seeing women that were like in their mid to late 30s that are my age now that had cancer and all these things. And I remember thinking, wow, like that's not far off from me. And now it's like I'm that age with kids, and it's like you're in those environments every day seeing these people that are your same age and that are super sick. And I don't think people understand the mental load of that. And especially in leadership, like, cause you do have to be strong. And that's why it is a balance. And I'm so glad we're talking about this episode. It's not, God did put you in that position for a reason, and you must be strong so we can teach others to be strong. But also,
for sure,
sometimes,
and he gives me moments though. Like I was there 2 days ago, and I had a patient last week who really wasn't that sick when I left. I had kind of gotten her straight. And then when I got there 2 days ago, she was so sick when I walked in, I almost cried because nobody had really paid attention. It wasn't our staff, it was other people. And I walked in and she said, oh my gosh. And she started crying and she was like, thank God you're here. And I was like, what have they done to you? Mm-hmm. And because of me, not to be that person, but because of me, she was transferred that day back to the cardiac tower where, thank God, they're fixing her and stuff. But she looked at me and she said, you are walking in your purpose.
Yeah.
And he gives me moments. And I think that's so big in, really listening when you're in environments like that to listen to what God gives you, because you have to know that you're there for a reason, because it's hard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's so good. And I even know just from transitioning when I left the hospital and just was fully doing my direct sales business, we were doing coaching calls and doing all those things. And I just look back, especially because even when I got pregnant with Cece, I was like 35 pounds heavier than I am now. When I got pregnant with her, I just gradually was getting more unhealthy. Yeah. And when it's almost when you help people, it gives you this high because you're helping people. And I remember being at a point after I had CC of just thinking I literally can't snap out of this. This is literally how my brain is wired now. And so I'd went through another year after having CC of just continuing to coach people and continuing to help people when I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should have stopped for 1 second, because if you're not
you
good,
were not.
Yeah. And then it creates somebody, right? You look in the mirror and you're like, I don't even know who that person is anymore.
Think
and
about
that's how I looked at myself for a long time.
Of both of us from back then, because I've even started looking at stuff. I forgot what I looked like back then. I look like a completely different person too.
You do.
You know?
Yeah. And it's just, you kind of lose yourself sometimes in leadership. And I think that's really cool to gain perspective on for our viewers is as a leader, it's a gift. Being strong is a gift. I think it's wonderful to help other people and to teach them, but then it can also be a curse because you end up getting lost in your gift you forget that God cares so much more about us.
And he wants to take care of us, and he wants us to take care of ourselves.
Right.
So we can truly walk in our purpose.
Right. And I look now and I'm I feel I don't do nearly as much as I used to do as far as how I lead, but I still look and I'm I know I'm leading. It's just a different way. And that's what's cool too, is you can transition and go in different seasons, which I know you've been going through that too, especially in our direct sales business the past few years, we've really learned like, okay, we don't have to die on the cross of somebody
That
else
part. No.
to be successful. And is that what success really is? No, it's not to me. I don't want, I don't want to hustle forever,
No.
like, and we used to think very differently, but now it's like, no, you can be strong and have boundaries now of just because we did it that way before doesn't mean we got to do it that way now.
Well, because it sucked the ever-loving life out of us. And we had no idea. One thing I really do want to talk about real quick, though.
Yeah.
Because like we both talked about this on the way here, is we both took so much time to be quiet. Once we realized we were not okay, like we were living, trying to be these strong women, trying to take care of everybody else for years and years and years and years. We both crashed and burned. And then you know what we did? We were silent. We were both silent for years. You were like 3, I was like 2. I would literally sit on my porch. I would pray. I would read. I would do so many things. I would have good conversations almost. I was trying to think of like what I really did during those 2 years when I was quiet. I definitely went back to church. Not like I wasn't in church, but I was in church, I was really reading the word. And I also was back in the gym. That was huge for me. Like I was working out a lot. I've been an athlete my whole life, as have you. So when we're not moving our bodies consistently, that's really not, I think I got back into Orange Theory at that point too, maybe a little bit before that.
Yeah, because you were there before me, for sure.
Yep. So I think it's so important to take time once you realize like you're not okay to have a quiet place, but also to make sure that you don't have a quiet place where you're by yourself completely, because you can't go through that season completely by yourself. You need people who love you, people that you can trust. And I think I might have got off there, but yeah, like you have to take a minute because I mean, we talked about it, if you're not, you're literally going to crash and burn, and we can't take care of nobody if we are crashing and burning. Who would feed the kids?
I don't know who would feed your kids because you don't have,
no, I mean, I literally would have nobody. If I hadn't have done that when I did, I don't know what would have happened to me or you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's so good. Like the quiet moments, I know for a fact for me, I'm sure you felt similar. Like those were definitely my hardest moments because I really had to look at like, how did I get here? And like, why am I angry? And why am I feeling all these feelings? And in the world we live in today with social media, it's so distracting and so easy to get online and read quotes or to get distracted with shopping, or I could name a million things. And so like, I would intentionally like do, read the word, do my devotional, I completely got off Facebook, which is why a lot of people ask why I've been off of it 5 years. I just got off of it. It wasn't,
it was unhealthy for you.
It wasn't a place for me where I was going to thrive. I was just going to compare myself, and so
I definitely didn't scroll for years.
Yeah.
I was not scrolling. Like people would be like, I get stuck on there, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't scroll. I might play word games on my phone. Like literally for years, I hardly was on social media. I'd play word games on my phone. I would play like pool with my mom. We would text each other and stuff. Like you can find different things to do. Social media, when you're not okay, is not the place for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just not.
And so the quiet, like I love that you brought it up, is just so important because that's where too, like God can meet us.
Exactly.
And
you can hear.
Can heal us and can really show us like, all these things I feel like that we think matters, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. What matters is what God thinks of us, what our kids think of us, what our family, our family that we want to let in thinks of us, and that's really all that matters. And I think being strong does look like taking a step back and getting quiet. Being strong is when you decide to, set boundaries, and I think boundaries get taken in a really bad way now, but I think boundaries can also mean you're not scrolling. Boundaries can mean that you're taking the time to develop healthy habits,
Yeah.
like going to the gym,
Yeah.
getting a devotional. Like the other day when
Yeah.
I got us that matching devotional, I got it because it was like nice and short. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm in a really busy season. I know you
Yeah.
are too.
Yeah.
And I was like, we have to be so strong for everybody else. We need to have a little something so we can get some kind of direction from the Lord every day.
For sure.
And
it's so important to have that quiet.
Right. Being strong looks like being vulnerable.
Yes.
Being strong looks like I need
help.
Right.
Like literally, I was going to say this too. I feel like when you go into that quiet season and you really are focused on yourself and you stop being that person that's like, helping people or always the person to reach out to a friend or always that person, you do realize too who's really in your corner.
Mm-hmm.
And the other people really do filter out. It was kind of wild how that happened. I'm so thankful. And don't get me wrong, like there's people that I don't talk to that I used to talk to that I still love very much. But you really do see like who's in my corner.
Yeah.
Like who's going to be there when things are not perfect, when I'm not here to fix you? Who's going to be here to help me for a second?
Oh, yeah.
And I say that a lot because I don't ask, me. I don't ask for much from people. I've always kind of, taken care of myself, done my own thing, always been that person. But like, so, if I ask for help, I need help. Like I am that person for sure. So I'm so thankful for the people that always showed up for me and for you. Just like, I'm just so proud of us for doing what we did. Because not many people do it,
Yeah, and I think people are still pissed off and like salty about our friendship and salty about like what we've done or like that kind of thing. Because I can feel that. Because again, I'm an empath like you, and I can really feel. And it's like at the end of the day, as a believer, I believe in not just second chances, but third and fourth, unless it puts me at risk or my kids at risk or my family at risk. If I truly feel like God is, and the whole time we were not talking, I was heartbroken. It wasn't just like, oh, this friendship sucks, let me just block her on Facebook. It was, I was dreaming about it. I was thinking about it. Like, God kept giving me signs like, you need to make this work. And I was like, I don't want to, like, but then finally,
I completely understand.
Whenever we did talk, I was like, okay, it's because
we needed all that time too. And I know that we've talked on other podcasts about like, I wish I had showed up at your door and I wish this and I wish that, but I truly do believe that like God does everything that he does for a reason.
Yeah. And it's like, but I showed up at your door today. You know what I mean? We do it now. And so
100%.
And I was already having a rough morning and you had a rough night and they don't even know all that. No. And I was like, okay, I'm going to wash my hair and I'm going to do my makeup at your house. Yeah. I was like, I got to get myself together. But it's just I know we got off topic and I know we're almost done. But
we always get off topic. We're
I think being strong is like being vulnerable with your friends, being vulnerable to the people you love and care about. And like, that's something that most strong people, most leaders do not want to do because we just want to figure it out. But the thing is when you have friends and family members that you're close with, they're going to know something's wrong. I can always tell something's wrong when you text me.
You sure can.
You can always tell something's wrong when
100%.
I text you. But that's why I've tried, just as I've, I guess, gotten wiser, to communicate with the people that I really love and care about and be like, look, I'm having like a rough morning or like I'll tell Justin, hey, no, like I need a minute to myself. Like, because again, I don't know. It's like we also gravitate towards people like us. You're a lot like me. I'm a lot like you. Oh, yeah. Justin's a fixer and a helper. So like when I'm not okay,
Brandon.
he wants to come in and fix and help. And I'm like, look, I know you want to fix and help, but I love you so much.
I need
but
a
it's
second
like
by
I need
myself.
like mentally to just process all the things that happened the day before. And what did I say this morning? I said, I literally have like mental health issues. Like,
I mean, so do I. We all have mental health issues. It's about like how you're getting whatever it is that's causing your mental health to go boop, 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 boop. It's how do I get whatever that is out? Number one, prayer. Number two, people that love you, but I admit we all do, girl. You know what I'm saying? Like we're so lucky and blessed that we are okay. Yeah. Because of what we've been through and because of the mental health issues that we both do have. And I mean, here's the thing, like our family, they all struggle with mental health. Mm-hmm. There's no way that we couldn't have been this way. You know what I'm saying? But we have fought so hard to make sure that we are okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we both have mental health issues and a lot of people do, but it's what you do with it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what makes us strong.
Yes.
So it's a great,
Amen.
It's a great way to wrap it up. So
I can't believe that was one episode. It feels like we just did 20, but like, I just feel like this is such an important topic because so many women walk around and like pretend like they're okay because they're so strong. But at the end of the day, like you got to take care of yourself because it's not worth it. Like it's truly not.
And
I don't like the way that I used to look. I didn't like the way that I used to be. At some point you get fed up with your own bullshit almost. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yay. Well, guys,
That's
that is episode number 10. And we just hope that you guys are, you know, really loving the stuff we're talking about. We hope that it's helping you guys, that it's helping you think too and not be so freaking hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because being strong also doesn't mean being perfect. It just means being who you are and, you know, walking through the journey of life with people that are going to accept you at who you are, but also call you to be better than what you are.
That
right.
Part,
and
for sure.
So, so we love you guys and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.